What's up YouTube? This is Varietistic, and today's video it will be a comparison video. Yes, I have the HTC 626 and the Samsung Galaxy Grande Prime. You don't know which phone you want to buy. So if you want, watch this video. Let's gonna start with the design. Actually, the design, it's completely different design here. You get the HTC, it's a lighter phone, and as a thickness is gonna be a little bit thinner than the Samsung Grande Prime, and also has capacitive buttons. It doesn't have capacitive buttons or home buttons right here, and you have it here with the Samsung, as you guys can see, capacitive buttons and home buttons. Some people they might prefer this, some people not. So I don't know, maybe this is better to be because it doesn't take any space from the screen, in my opinion at least. Power, so you have not removable battery here. The back is plastic shiny right here, as you guys can see. Also the edges and the frame is plastic. And here's you see that the phone is a little bit more rugged here, and it's more heavy. It's 156 grams, while the HTC only 138 grams, so which is a lighter phone, which is something good. I found 5 megapixel front facing camera, 2 megapixel front facing camera for the HTC, and this is the frame. This is actually plastic, but it's hard to tell it's a plastic. I mean, it's made very good by Samsung. And the back is removable, and the battery also it's removable. So this is something good, I would say here. I mean, as a design, I mean the HTC looks better as a design. I mean they did a great job. They got the speaker right here. So, and the Samsung, they got it right here, which is you might be preferred to be on the front, but because they got the home button, the capacitive button, and they have removable back and stuff like that, in my opinion, I would give the design for the Samsung over the HTC 626. The screen is very important, and both has a 5-inch display. 5-inch, in my opinion, one of the best size phones. It's not too big and it's not too small, and it's actually very nice. The HTC here, I mean, as much as you zoom in, you will never see any pixels. I mean, the screen quality is gorgeous. It's going to be 720p, and also the PPI 294, which is also considered very good for this range of price. And actually, you can tell all angles. You're gonna see it very well. I mean, the screen, HTC, very good job. The Samsung here is an IPS LCD panel as well, so, and it's more resolution than the Samsung. Samsung screen, you can tell it's a cheap screen. It's not the AMOLED, it's not the IPS panel, and you have low resolution for the same size of screen. It's a 540 x 960 resolution, which is a QHD, is not even HD here. I mean, without even playing a video, I can tell you the difference. And 220 only the PPI, which is if you're looking for a phone that give you better quality screen, absolutely your choice. The design 626S. Let's gonna also talk about the battery. Okay, HTC, you give me a very nice display, which is HD, and I like the color, I like the contrast, I love the display. But you give me 2000 milliamp hour and also not removable battery. I mean, it's not gonna last because they require more PPI, more brightness and stuff like that. So you guys did a big fail here when you talk about battery. Battery drain much faster than the Grande Prime. The Grande Prime, the battery is removable and 2600 milliamp hour, so you get 600 milliamp hour difference here as a battery capacity, which is also the screen, and maybe it's a lower specification. The PPI is lower, so this display doesn't consume much as the HTC. I mean, no doubt here, I will give another point for the Grande Prime. And both companies, HTC and Samsung, they made a great job here, and we give us the 5.1, the Lollipop came out of the box, which is, I found this one very great things to have it. HTC, they have the HTC Sense 7 on the phone, and the Samsung has the Samsung TouchWiz as a UI, so I'm not really sure which one you would prefer. in my case, I would prefer the HTC 7 Sense over the TouchWiz, because actually they have NFC, which is great things. They don't have NFC with the HTC actually, and I mean the Grande Prime, it's miss a lot of things like screen mirroring. They miss also the motion stuff, multitasking. There is too many things missing here. And you have the Samsung Touch or the HTC Sense 7. They have the smart personalization. It depends on where you are. You can adjust the phone, which is something cool. Also, you can get some of the themes, which is something really cool. I mean, you can do launcher and stuff like that, but I don't really like third-party launcher. It's always like slow down the phone and do a lot of stuff. I mean, this is actually optional. I'm not going to give any point to any one of these ones, so say 1-1, no preference, because you might be like the Grand or the TouchWiz on the Grand better than the HTC. This is totally up to you, but both 4G LTE and 5.1.1, this is the most important thing here. Let me launch the benchmark and see the results between these two phones. While we're waiting for the result to pop up, let's gonna start with the HTC. It's 1.1 quad-core processor, a Snapdragon chipset, 200 and 1.1 as I mentioned for the processor, and 1.5 for the RAM. 8 gig of internal storage, okay, very it's decent, it's not good and it's not bad. And we have the other guy here, Snapdragon 410, 1.2, actually same GPU, 306 the GPU with the Grand, and you have 302, 304 with the HTC, which is you guys gonna expect a little bit better performance for the graphics in the Grand Prime actually. Yes, and the 1.5 gig of RAM for the Grand, so it's identical, but they don't use the Snapdragon 410, they use the 200, and we're gonna see the performance of the Snapdragon 200 in compare with the actually Snapdragon 410, which 410 it should be like a better processor than the HTC. And both actually, as I mentioned, 8 gig for internal storage is not that good and is not that bad. I can't say like 8, you can add memory cards. Some application you could actually have them on the memory card, but doesn't help much. So you would rather to go with the phone has 16 gig or maybe a little bit more. I mean, I launched these two applications at the same time, which is the same application being launched on these two phones. 472 for single core, 1431 for the Grand Prime on the multi-core score. And we're still waiting for the other guy here, still running the benchmark in order to show us the results here. I mean, the processor, guys, it's a big deal in phones, you know what I mean? It's very important when you would like to play games and stuff like that. You will see a big difference. So make sure before you purchase your phone to get something decent, you know what I mean, compare with the price that you're gonna spend. Okay, so what we got here is 296 and for the single core score, and 949 for the multi-core score, which is much lower than the Grand Prime. And absolutely, as far as the other things, it's about the same. Low score here. Snapdragon 200 is not be compared to the 410. I would give another point for the Grand Prime. Also, we're going to talk about the camera, but honestly, when I do my comparison between phones, I don't try to get focus on the cameras actually, because camera, you need in whole entire video just to explain every single thing on the applications, and you have to show samples and stuff like that. We have made actually full review for each phone. We review the camera, pictures, samples and everything, so you can go ahead and watch the previous videos where you can actually get more information about camera. But it's overall, both are very acceptable cameras. And the front-facing camera is 5 megapixels, so you get a little bit more. You have 2 megapixels on the HTC, very acceptable, very nice front-facing camera. It's much better than the other ones actually in Metro PCS. and you get 8 megapixel camera, no laser autofocus, no image stabilizer or anything like that. Same as well with the Samsung. It's not the highest, not the best camera in the world, but at least it exists and it does the job. Also, don't forget guys, there's a $50 difference in the price to the HTC. So the HTC a little bit cheaper than the Grande Prime. It might be something in the future is gonna be changed, but for now that was my comparison for these two phones. If you guys like the video, you can thumbs up, and you can also subscribe for more videos like that. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I will catch you in the next one.